Hey everybody, and welcome back to more Political Excess. Today I've got another bizarre hypothetical 2024 presidential matchup for you. Let's try Hunter Biden for the Democrats up against Donald Trump Jr. for the Republicans. There is zero chance this will be happening, but sometimes it's good to have a little bit of fun. Yesterday I did Chelsea Clinton up against Ivanka Trump, so this time let's try Battle of the Presidential Sons. And let's see what happens. So safe states are going to be over a 10-point margin, likely 5 to 10 points, lean under 5 points, and tilt 1 point or less. So this is going to be really tough to do, given it. Hunter Biden is not really in politics, and Donald Trump Jr. is also not really in politics. Donald Trump Jr. has been out there pretty much, tons of media appearances. Everybody knows who he is. His name recognition is very high. A lot of the media coverage has been very negative, though, of Donald Trump Jr. And I suspect if he were actually running, they would dig up all kinds of weird scandals, secondhand stories. They would come after him to take him down because he's associated with Donald Trump. They don't want him near the White House again. However, Trump Jr.'s appeal is probably going to be pretty strong in the areas that Donald Trump did strong in. It's just going to be a little bit lower because Trump Jr., he has a little bit less of a history, and some people probably might view him as just the son of a rich guy. But I think on a lot of the issues, he would get out a lot of that Trump base. Now, as for Hunter Biden, I think everybody does basically know the name, but they're not as familiar with him. They've probably heard anecdotal stories about how he's had a lot of troubles in his personal life. He also probably got rich just by his name. There certainly might be more that comes out during the next Congress. Of course, he has that whole laptop story, but I think the media has really yet to sink their teeth into a lot of what's going on with Hunter Biden. Maybe there's not much there, but I think if it were Donald Trump Jr., they would be much, much more curious. So having said all that, we still don't know exactly what kind of platform Hunter Biden would run on. I assume Trump Jr. would run largely on the Donald Trump platform. I would imagine Hunter Biden would try to take a lot of the Joe Biden positions. But considering all those factors, let's start in Alaska, and that will be safe for Donald Trump Jr. Donald Trump has won that by over 10 points. I could see Trump Jr. also getting it over 10. I don't see Hunter Biden really having a whole lot of appeal here. But in Hawaii, that will be safe for Hunter Biden. Up to the West Coast, Washington, Oregon, California, safe for Biden. How about in Nevada? For a state where it's actually a tough call, it's going to come down to the turnout and the working class appeal in Clark County, and I settled on a tilt for Trump Jr. Hunter Biden, maybe he'll have some working class appeal if he actually ran a campaign, but I think Donald Trump Jr. has been out there more so to connect with workers on the ground level, and Hunter Biden might have just a little bit too much baggage to be able to win some of these voters. Idaho and Utah, safe for Trump. Arizona, very tough call for me. Seems like the Republicans aren't able to win here anymore, but I do have it as a tilt for Trump. Am I confident in that rating? Not really. But let's go up to Montana, safe for Trump. Wyoming, safe for Trump. Colorado, that'll be a likely for Biden. I can see a lot of voters not really wanting to be enthusiastic for Biden and come out for him, and that would bump up Donald Trump Jr.'s margin here, and it would get under a 10-point win for Biden. New Mexico, that I have as a lean for Biden. I would think that would get just under 5 points, probably 4.5, but Biden would still carry it. North Dakota, South Dakota, safe for Trump. Nebraska at large, safe for Trump. In the 2nd district, that is a lean for Biden, probably only 2 or 3 points. That district seems to be pretty blue on a presidential level, but it won't be that strong for someone like Hunter Biden. Kansas and Oklahoma, safe for Trump. Texas, that'll be likely for Trump. I could see Trump Jr. probably doing well enough at all those deep red counties to keep it at least at a 5-point win for him. Up in Minnesota, that will be a lean for Biden, probably about 4.5 to 5 points. Donald Trump himself almost won Minnesota in 2016, so there are a lot of voters there that would turn out for someone like that. But I don't necessarily think Trump Jr. would be the guy to get them out. I think more so in the blue counties, they would come out less for someone like Hunter Biden, and therefore he would only win that by a lean margin. Iowa, that'll be just over 10 points, safe for Trump. Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, safe for Trump. Wisconsin, that I have as a lean for Trump. I still think Wisconsin's trending a little bit toward the right. Trump Jr. would do a little bit better in some of those ancestral legacy blue counties. He would hold the margins in most of the suburban wild counties. Turnout would be down slightly in Dane and Milwaukee. and Trump would be able to win this probably by a couple of points. Illinois, I think that would be low double digits, 11 or 12 points for Hunter Biden. Up in Michigan, tough call, like a lot of these states, but that I have is a tilt for Donald Trump Jr. I'm not really sure what the turnout would be in some of these states, how motivated people would come out for Donald Trump Jr., how motivated would they come out against Donald Trump Jr., but I think considering all that, I think you'd be able to eke out a half a point win here in Michigan. I think voters will be just a little bit less excited for Hunter Biden than they would be for Trump Jr. Indiana, safe for Trump. Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, safe for Trump. How about down in Florida? That was a tough one. I put this as a likely for Trump Jr., just over 5 points. The Trump brand in Florida seems to be fairly strong. Not sure exactly how much it's going to trend to the right on a presidential level, but I reluctantly did put this at just over a likely margin. Up to Georgia, that's a very tough call for me. I think the rural red counties, they would mostly come out for Trump. Deep blue spots like Atlanta and Fulton County, they would mostly come out for Hunter Biden. The suburbs around Atlanta, I'm anticipating them going just a couple of points back toward the right from where they did in 2020, and they would end up going as a tilt for Trump. South Carolina, that'll be safe for Trump. North Carolina, that'll be a lean for Trump, probably by 3 to 5 points. Let's go up to Ohio. This I have as just under 10 points for Donald Trump Jr., probably 9.5 points. I think Trump would get out the base in Ohio, and Hunter Biden would fall a little bit flat. West Virginia, that'll be very safe for Trump. Let's go up to Maine. At large, that will be a likely for Biden, probably mid-single digits. In the first district, that will be just over a safe margin for Biden. And the second district, that'll be just over a safe margin for Trump. How about in New Hampshire? That I have as a tilt for Biden. It's a tough call for me in a lot of these states, including New Hampshire. I'm just not sure what kind of a turnout either of these candidates would get, but especially Hunter Biden. Vermont, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and Washington, D.C. I have all as safe for Biden. However, I will say if that Biden turnout is reduced a little bit, and if Donald Trump Jr. is able to get a high turnout amongst his base and not completely turn off the swing voters and the independents, there is a chance a state like New Jersey, Connecticut, or Rhode Island, they could get just under a 10-point margin. But for now, I will leave them as safe. How about in Pennsylvania? This I went back and forth on. Maybe the Biden name has a little bit of cachet there, and it'll boost him up by a half a point or so. But I still think Trump Jr. would do well in the spots he has to. Of course, he would get pretty much wiped out in Philadelphia and most of those suburban counties. Hunter would do well enough where he needs to. Pittsburgh and Allegheny County, he probably would win Erie County, but I'm not sure. Maybe Trump could pull it out. But in the end, I ended up settling on a tilt for Biden, but I do think it could go either way. And finally, the last state is Virginia, and that is a likely for Hunter Biden. And that is my map, and that would result in 293 electoral votes for Donald Trump Jr., 245 for Hunter Biden. Trump would actually win this election, but it would be narrow. There's a lot of states that are completely up in the air and could go either way. There's so many unknowns with these candidates and how their scandals would be received by the voters and covered by the media, and exactly what kind of turnout there would be, the platforms they would run on, their vice presidential picks, the national mood and environment at the time. I really don't know. In one sense, I could say Hunter Biden could win a lot of these close races, just because the Trump brand is so polarizing and so tainted in some of these areas that Trump can't possibly win. Or I could say Donald Trump Jr. would do even better than he did here, and he would flip states like New Hampshire and Pennsylvania just due to the fact that Hunter Biden, he's not as tested, and a lot of his scandals haven't been fully fleshed out yet. Maybe Hunter Biden, he would be a poor campaigner, a poor debater, and he would really not enthuse a lot of people. That's definitely a possibility. But considering all that, this is the map that I settled on. You could take it in any number of directions you'd like, but let me know in the comments down below. Do you mostly agree with this map, or would your map look completely different? Let me know down below. And if you enjoy this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.